Hey everyone, it's Robin from Hatha Yoga. I wanted to share with you today a short, less than 15-minute practice that gives you a little taste of what it's like to be part of the Evening Yoga Cafe, which I co-host with Celeste Green, another yoga therapist. So in this version of the Yoga Cafe, we are going to be exploring the five great elements. The five great elements are sort of the foundation of Vedic anatomy. So how the human system is understood in yoga, as yoga is a perspective that comes out of the Vedas. So really, by exploring these five great elements, we're really taking on sort of everything that to understand how does yoga understand the human system, which includes not just our body, but our mind, our energy, our personality, and our feelings and emotions. And beyond that, our consciousness. So that's why it seemed like a good idea to think about what are these elements and how are they functioning in our system. So that's the point. And so if you're unfamiliar, Evening Yoga Cafe began as the Morning Yoga Cafe, and we've shifted it. We've shifted its time of day, but we are keeping this idea that we come together, either Celeste or myself leads a short practice. So usually about 20 minutes. And then we have time to share our experience of the practice and then reflect further on how it and sort of what comes up for us within it, and then give it a context within yoga and our lives. And what we've discovered as we've run this program now for a few years is that it becomes very rich for people who participate. Really takes these ideas, which can seem abstract, and bring them, into reality, your reality. So space and wind are where we're starting next week. And so how does yoga think about space and wind in terms of it functioning in our system? And then how could you then bring that kind of question into your own life? And really the idea being that when all these five elements, we all have them in us in our own unique way, but when they're functioning in a balanced way, that's how we can really be living the most into our life. So I'm going to lead a very short practice just to give you a little taste of what you might expect in Evening Yoga Cafe in terms of the practice component. So let's start. This is a completely seated practice. So start seated in a comfortable position. You could be seated on the floor, on a cushion. You just want to make sure you feel supported. Or you could be seated in a chair. If you're seated in a chair, I invite you to sit a little forward in the chair so that your feet can be on the ground, soles of the feet completely on the ground. And you want to hold yourself upright so your spine is nice and tall. You could close your eyes if you're comfortable, or shift the gaze downward. This is to just kind of limit how much visual information is coming in, so you can really start to bring your attention inside. And we're going to connect to our breath moving in our body. So let's start by bringing our fingertips somewhere near the collarbone. So each hand resting somewhere up, so fingertips resting on the collarbone. You could just have the fingertips, or if you're comfortable, you let the whole hand rest there. As you inhale, feel a lift underneath your hands or your fingertips. Exhale completely. See if you can let each breath grow just a little longer, still feeling and being attentive to the sense of movement, lift up near the collarbones. As you inhale, you're breathing through your nose if you can. Breath growing long and slow and steady. Let's take one more breath like this. Then we're going to shift the position of our hands, and you're going to bring the backs of your fingertips now, and you're going to rest them along the side ribs. Just let the shoulders be relaxed. Maybe you tuck your chin ever so slightly. Again, inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, you can settle down. Next time you inhale, keeping the long, slow, steady breath, can you feel some movement now, side to side? Feel that expansion of the inhale, expanding the rib cage so you can feel it on the backs of your hands. Always exhaling completely, letting the breath be long, slow, and steady. We're going to do one more on the inhale, and this time we're going to bring our fingertips right to the base of our neck, right somewhere if you feel that little bump at the base of your neck. So somewhere right around there, maybe just a little lower, so you're right on the top of your upper back. Inhale. Exhale. One, keep going. So here, if it's too much for you, you could just let one hand be there, or even just bringing your attention to that place if it's too much to hold your hands there. This is a subtler movement than these other places, but just noticing what you feel. Again, exhaling completely. One more breath. And now we're going to focus on the exhale. So let's bring our hands somewhere onto your abdomen. You might bring so that your pointer fingers meet at your belly button and the rest of the hands underneath. Now the inhale is nice and long and slow and steady, and you're aware that it's happening all throughout your upper body. As you exhale, you're going to consciously draw in the lower abdomen, so you'll feel some movement underneath the fingers, underneath your hands, as you exhale slowly. Inhaling that full, complete, three-dimensional breath. Exhale, slowly drawing in, consciously, gently, not aggressively, just so you feel some movement there. So we feel this element of air and space and wind moving throughout our whole body. Led by the breath, made tangible by the breath. One more breath like this, connecting to the exhale now. When you're done, I invite you to just let your hands rest somewhere comfortably in your lap, perhaps with the palms up in a sort of open gesture. Eyes can stay closed. Breath is going to stay long, steady, slow, but not with so much conscious control. And I invite you to imagine that you're seated in a landscape where you can look out and really see its vastness. Perhaps you're up high on a hilltop or a mountain, looking out across that vast expanse. And as you look out into the sky, You see clouds moving in on the wind and moving out. They come into your perception. And as you exhale, they move out. And the vast sky across the landscape is there, clear, unhindered. You are observing. Continue like this, allowing any sensations that arise to arise and move in and out, just as the clouds move in and out of the sky. Any thoughts are just like those clouds. You're welcome to stay with this longer. But as you're ready, you can let go of that image that's of being in the landscape with the vast sky. Like blink your eyes open if they've been closed, take in your surroundings and bring your hands down either onto somewhere on your chair or really connect through the feet if you're on a chair, or if you're seated on the ground, you can really touch the ground fully with your palms and your hands, connect to the ground. Remembering we are of the earth. These are the 5 elements, all available to us. And that is your little taste of what we might potentially do in the evening yoga cafe. Obviously, we would have more time to build on that practice. And each week, Celeste and I kind of play off of each other and what happens in the conversation to build the next practice. So over the course of April, we'll have 4 opportunities to explore and discuss and reflect upon space and wind air in our life and our system and how it is affecting us. So if that is intriguing to you, I invite you to go over to attayoga.ca, check out the classes and workshops page, and you can see a fuller description, and you can sign up for either just the month of April or commit to the whole series, get a nice discount. And we would love to see you there. I can't stress enough just how rich and deep, really, the conversation gets, the participation gets, and really to really dig into these ideas and kind of take them out of being just ideas and really make them alive in us. So I hope I see you there.